Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another apartment renovation. And today we are renovating this apartment that I have renovated many a time. It is one of the Chic Street apartments, but it's one of my favorite ones to renovate, even though it is a significant challenge due to where the windows are placed in this unit. But I wanted to make a boho themed apartment. I ran a poll over on Twitter and you guys voted for kind of a boho style. So hopefully this meets your expectations, because I feel like there are different either definitions of like what boho kind of looks like, but there's also just different kind of color schemes that you can go for, because it's not like you're limited. But I decided to go for something a little bit more muted and not as colorful. There are some exceptionally colorful boho apartments, or apartments, just ideas and decor styles and stuff like that, but I decided to go for a little bit more muted, a lot of whites, a lot of natural wood tones, and just some pops of color with the furniture. So like I used this paranormal stuff pack couch, which is probably one of my favorite couches, and I used it in this more so muted blue swatch, but there are some pops of yellow on the pillows and the throw blankets, which I thought was just enough, and then everything else was pretty much white. I also used a lot of the tiny living stuff pack in this renovation in particular, which is kind of odd for me because I don't use that pack as often as I used to, but my tastes are now changing again. I kind of like go in these rotations of objects that I prefer or styles that I prefer, and tiny living's kind of coming back, so that's kind of interesting. But here we are working on the kitchen because the living room came together really quickly. These are basically combined rooms. They're barely separated by anything aside from just a little tiny half wall, because that's where I end up putting the small dining table with only 2 seats. The kitchen is also very tiny. However, your sim only needs that corner counter to be able to prepare meals, so it is fully functional and there's nothing blocking it, because I do playtest all of my builds. But I really liked the kitchen and living room combination. This is a floor plan that I don't think I've done before in this unit, and mainly because I just couldn't think of how it would look. I was just like, there's not going to be enough room for a kitchen and living room. There's no way that there's going to be enough like sitting space or space to prepare food or anything, but I ended up doing this and it kind of worked out really well, so I can't wait to hear what you guys think. But since the kitchen is so tiny, there is not a lot of clutter in it whatsoever. I think I end up putting a few items here by the sink, but again, I had to keep that corner countertop completely clear. So I do shrink down this wreath and I put a shelf above the stove with a few little knickknacks and whatnot, just to kind of add a little bit of clutter to make it look lived in, but I didn't go too crazy. And I really loved putting those French doors in this room because it basically separates it from the entryway of this apartment, which is just kind of really pretty. I love French doors and I don't do them a lot, and sometimes I'll make fake French doors with one of them being quote unquote open, and that's basically just like a move objects trick that I've done before. But here I am just adding an incense burner and just adding, I think, a piece of artwork. I think I end up using the brick wall detail as well on this wall. So there's a few different like wallpapers that I use throughout this too, just to kind of bring those accents and character to the entire apartment. This is where I realized that I actually like went over the brick as well, so I carry it through to this side of the wall. And then we end up moving on to the entryway, where I do have a small closet here and this beautiful little rug from Snowy Escape. I don't use it very often, but when I do, I love it. I love it so very much. And this entryway is a little bit cramped. So here's the front door. There's just a side table with a lamp and maybe another plant in a corner somewhere. And that door there leads to the one and only bathroom. But there are 2 bedrooms in this house as well. Well, this apartment. I don't know why I called it a house, but there are 2 bedrooms because I was thinking it was for either a couple and their 1 child or like a single parent and their 1 child, because there is actually, I would probably call it more so a teens room. It's very muted and not super decorated, which is unusual for like a kid or teen room, for me at least, but I do like how it came out. And this is the one and only bathroom where there's the shower tub combo and of course everything else that your Sims need to, I don't know, use the bathroom. I'm like really short with words today. I'm really not sure what's going on. I'm talking at light speed, which I normally do, but it just feels exceptionally fast for me today. I don't know. I'm a little bit tired and I'm not hyped up on caffeine, so maybe I'm trying to fake it till I make it, you know? But this is pretty much the bathroom. We are pretty much done. And then I just place a bookshelf, the one from the MyShuno stuff pack, in this hallway right across from the closet, and everything kind of fit perfectly. And then here is kind of another hallway, but it's the only way to separate the bedrooms, so the entrance to one bedroom isn't in the other, if that makes sense. And I decided to use this space to place a desk, so there is like a family computer here in this little hallway. It is cramped, but it works. There's no blocked access to the bedrooms, and your Sims can use the computer desk just fine. So I just add one of those little details from Tiny Living with the candles and the little, it's like the little tray with the plant and everything. It's just adorable. And then I add another side table with a plant, and then there's a mirror on the wall because that's pretty much what I go for. And then we end up working on the very first bedroom, which you guys will notice I basically do the entire bedroom, and then I realized that I made the wrong bedroom, and I'll explain that. So this was going to be the teens room, and I was like, wow, this looks great. I'm so pleased. Wow, there's so much space in here. And then I came to the realization that this was actually my intended master bedroom. I wasn't trying to make this the kids' room because it's the bigger room. I wanted to get a double bed in there just in case you guys decided to play with 2 adult Sims instead of just one, because the scooting option doesn't always work for me. So anyway, long story short, I do the entire room, and then I'm like, wait, I meant for the other room to be the teens' room. But anyway, like I said, the room is fairly muted, and I really colored this. I carried. See, you guys, this is just one of those voiceovers. I carried over the color scheme from the living room, for the most part, into the teens room, except without the pops of yellow, because I just wanted it to be very neutral, very soft, and just not overly complicated or decorated. And I loved using this swatch of the lofted bed, so there is like a little desk area for the teen to maybe like do their homework away from the family computer and like not in the very cramped living and kitchen. But yeah, I just really liked how it came out. I think that this teen is very into music, which is why I actually started with that guitar swatch of the bed, but it actually just really didn't fit the aesthetic that I was going for. Typically, I don't really worry about that in like kid and teen rooms, but I just felt as though I wanted to make this entire apartment really cohesive. So that was just a design choice. You guys can, of course, change out the bed or the swatch to your liking, because that is the beauty of this game. And I pretty much finished up the room, and then I'm like, oh yeah, there we go. Let's just carry it all over to the other room and see if it all fits. And for the most part, it did kind of fit. I think I had to get rid of the keyboard, which wasn't a huge deal because they still have their own guitar and the study space and the wardrobe and everything like that, which is great. So I carry everything over. It fit just fine. And then I end up going back to the master bedroom and just grabbing, I think it's one of the base game beds that came with the Caribbean update some time ago. And then they also just have 2 of the Tiny Living dressers, and it's very scarcely decorated because there wasn't a lot of room, and that's pretty much that. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this very quick apartment renovation. I can't wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Jumping